I used to think the scariest thing in the world was being a single mom at 16. Turns out, it's realizing someone else wants to steal your child while smiling like they're doing you a favor. That moment, the moment I understood someone thought they deserved my son more than I did. Welcome to Storytime. Watch out and take care. I never imagined picking up my son from a playdate would feel like escaping a nightmare. My heart slamming against my ribs as I gripped his hand and bolted for the car, glancing over my shoulder like some villain from a thriller was chasing us. But that's exactly what happened that Saturday afternoon, when the couple I'd trusted with my boy's happiness revealed their true intentions, not as kind friends, but as people who wanted to steal him away from me. As a 24-year-old single mom scraping by in a cramped one-bedroom apartment, I'd thought we'd finally caught a break with this friendship. Little did I know it was building to a betrayal that would force us to rebuild everything. From the start, it was just Owen and me against the world. His dad vanished before the pregnancy test even dried, dodging child support like a pro, despite my endless court battles. My parents? They slammed the door on us when I was 17, calling me a disgrace for dropping out of high school to raise him. We bounced between dead-end jobs, waitressing, cleaning, whatever paid the bills, living paycheck to paycheck in our tiny place where the walls echoed with our laughter and my quiet worries. The faucet dripped endlessly at night, a reminder of what I couldn't fix. But Owen's giggles during our makeshift pillow forts made it bearable. I taught him early. Money isn't love. We had basics, food on the table, clothes that fit, but extras, rare. Birthdays meant homemade cake and a thrift store toy. Holidays, a few wrapped surprises I'd scrimped for. He seemed content, his big brown eyes lighting up over simple things, like chasing pigeons in the park or sharing ice cream cones on hot afternoons. "It's us, Mom," he'd say, hugging me tight, and my chest would swell with that fierce, protective love only a parent knows. Everything shifted when Owen started second grade at a school across town. One I lotteried into because our neighborhood option was a disaster zone of underfunded chaos. That's where he met Charlie, energetic, freckled, the kind of kid who turned every recess into an adventure. They clicked instantly, trading Pokemon cards and building forts from playground mulch. I met Charlie's parents, Nate and Paige, at a school event, polished, smiling, with that easy confidence of people who didn't count pennies. Paige, a stay-at-home mom with perfectly highlighted hair, gushed about Owen's manners. Nate, in his crisp button-down, clapped me on the back like we were old pals. Soon, playdates followed, mostly at their spacious house with its backyard swing set and endless snacks. Our apartment felt shabby in comparison. The carpet stained from spills, toys crammed into corners. But Owen beamed after every visit, chattering about video games and homemade cookies. "Charlie's mom lets us have seconds," he'd say, and I'd swallow the twinge of inadequacy, grateful he had this joy I couldn't provide. As months passed, their generosity escalated, and doubt crept in like shadows lengthening at dusk. Spring break 2022, I missed camp registration, panicking over childcare while juggling shifts. Paige offered to watch him. "No charge," she insisted, waving off my flustered thanks. Owen came home, buzzing about zoo trips, arcade outings, ice cream runs, things that cost more than my weekly grocery budget. I tried reimbursing her, slipping cash into an envelope, but she'd push it back with a warm smile. "He's like family," she'd say, her eyes soft. Summer brought more. Owen tagged along on their family vacation, a beach trip with waves crashing and sand castles towering. I hesitated, stomach churning with unease. Could I really let him go? But his pleading eyes won out. "Please, Mom, it'll be awesome." Returning sun-kissed and full of stories, he hugged me extra tight. But I felt a prick of jealousy, wondering if he compared our life to theirs. They explained it once, over coffee at their kitchen island that smelled of fresh-baked bread. "We always wanted more kids," Paige confessed, stirring her mug, her voice tinged with quiet regret. "Charlie's lonely without siblings. Owen, he's like the brother he never had." It touched me then, seeming innocent, even sweet. The boys called each other bro, fist-bumping like lifelong pals. But red flags waved harder by Christmas. Gifts piled under their tree for Owen, more than I'd scraped together. Shiny toys, clothes, books. My pride stung, a sharp ache in my throat as I forced a smile. "You shouldn't have," I murmured, but they brushed it off. "He deserves it." Intonal alarms blared. Was this charity? Pity? Or something darker? By last week's spring break, their offer escalated. A full week sleepover, so I could grab extra shifts for his birthday bike. Exhausted. Hopeful, I agreed. Picking him up, the backyard echoed with the boys' laughter, balls thumping against the grass. Nate and Paige pulled me aside in their sunlit living room, couches plush under my tense body. "We love having Owen," Paige started, her tone too earnest. I thanked them, voice shaky with genuine gratitude. Then the bomb. "Let him stay longer." I laughed it off, mentioning Easter in school. But Nate leaned in, eyes serious. "We mean long-term. As guardians, we can give him stability, opportunities you might struggle with." My blood ran cold, the room spinning as legal terms spilled out. Voluntary guardianship, smooth transitions. "Think of what's best for him," Paige urged, her hand reaching for mine. Rage boiled up, hot and fierce. "He's my son," I snapped, storming out, grabbing Owen mid-game. His confused face, "Mom, what's wrong?" broke me as we drove away, tears blurring the road. Terror gripped me that night. Pacing our dim apartment, the fridge humming mockingly. I blocked them, alerted the school and rec center, even called police, who sympathized but said no laws broken yet. Owen sensed my fear, curling into me on the couch. "Why can't I see Charlie?" he asked, voice small. I held him close, inhaling his shampoo scent, and explained gently. "They're not safe, buddy. They wanted to take you from me." His sobs racked us both, but he nodded, fierce loyalty shining through. "I don't want to leave you, Mom." The next days blurred, Paige's attempted pickup at aftercare, police escorting her out, filing for protection. Relief washed over me like cool water when the order came through, but anxiety lingered, a constant knot. The school year dragged, awkward with Charlie still around, but Owen distanced himself, whispering how Charlie called his parents weird. Summer camps provided breathing room, but fall brought horror. The boys in the same class, despite promises. Paige volunteered again, her name on letters like a taunt. Anxiety spiked, nightmares of her whisking him away, the school's indifference fueling my dread. Owen reported her approaches at parties, her persistent questions, and I knew we couldn't stay. Broke, but determined, I applied for jobs far away, fingers trembling on the keyboard. That's when the turning point came. Practical and hard-earned. A live-in nanny gig 3 hours away. Interviewing with the family, I braced for rejection. Single mom with a kid? But they welcomed us, offering an in-law suite. Boundaries clear, pay steady, no rent eating my savings. Owen adapted, thriving in his new school, spending afternoons with me and the babies I cared for. No more lonely aftercare. We built routines, picnics in parks, his laughter echoing freely. When they no longer needed a nanny, they connected me to another job. Better pay, flexible enough for our new condo. Down payment from savings I'd never dreamed possible. Owen's own room, painted blue like the ocean he loved from that ill-fated vacation, his face glowing as he arranged his toys. Now, at 26, life feels steady. New friends from nanny circles, a serious boyfriend who adores Owen, a support network built brick by brick. No word from Nate and Paige since 2023. Owen mentions Charlie rarely, content with our peace. Looking back, that betrayal taught me trust is earned slowly, but resilience, it's in the quiet choices. Seeking better jobs, setting boundaries, prioritizing us. We've turned pain into progress, and damn, it feels like home. Thanks for watching the whole story. Let me know what you think about today's story in the comments section below, and subscribe to StoryTime for more stories.